Parking brakes are released and we are pushing back. We can start our engines now. Okay, starting engine number 2. So we're clear to start. Looking at N2 rotation, we have N2 and bring in the fuel. Okay, so we heard that snap and that was the engine start, the ignition switch. So we have a good start. We can now turn on engine 2 bleed air. And indications are stabilizing. EGT is going back down. We can start engine number 1. We have N2 rotation. Alright, we heard the ignition switch again. Pop back into auto. And then, alright, stabilizing. And we can now turn on the bleed air for engine number 1. Turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU. Turn on both the generators. And we are good to go. Pushback is complete as well. Let's test the rudders because sometimes this has a bug where the rudders and brakes don't work. Parking brake is set. And now before we turn on the taxi lights, we are gonna wait for the hand signal from the left. Pero wala na hand signal kasi umalis na siya. Okay. So auto brake set RTO. Flaps set, flaps 5. We're gonna turn on the taxi lights and the wing lights off. Okay, wheel well lights can go off now as well. Okay, probe heat and the engine hydraulic pumps are on as well. Okay, we have this set and spoilers confirmed are retracted. Alright, so now we can do our flight control check. So, full up, neutral, full down, neutral, full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Rudder right, neutral, and rudder left, neutral. Okay, flight controls are free and correct. Nice. So now we can do our before taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist, generators are on, probe heat is on, isolation valve not modeled, anti-ice is off, engine start switches, we're gonna put that to continuous. Oops. Okay, recall is checked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers are on idle detent, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear, and we can go. Taxiing to runway 27. Let's get lined up with the center line. Passenger view. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna enter the active and then gonna do a 180 at the very end of the runway. Gonna start the time. Note the time for the operational flight plan 1:25 with 15.6 So let me put that in the OFP real quick. And we have 15.6. Okay, so departure time and fuel is noted, and we can start. We can depart now. Okay, so before takeoff checklist, flaps 5 green light, stabilizer trim set 5 units. That's checked. Lower ND can become blank now. And okay, final check for the overhead panel. All right, we are good to go. Turning on the yoke. Landing lights can come on now, and position lights to strobe and steady. Park brakes released and taxiing to runway 27. All right, looks like I forgot to do one thing. Let's set the, good thing I remembered, the squawk code to 2000 and the transponder to TARA. Almost forgot that. Okay. Okay. Just follow the center line here. Okay, brakes set, and we are all lined up for runway 27. Yeah. Alright, we can depart now. Okay. So hindi pala tayo mag-simulate ng ATC, so no ATC today. We're just gonna focus on flying the aircraft. Okay, so parking brakes are released. I have control. Let me set this to prog real quick. Okay, so we have parking brakes released, and I have control. Spooling up to 50. Stabilized. Toga. Thrust set. $80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. You're up. Speed of V2 plus 15, and we are going to Command A for LNAV. For its speed 2,300. Okay. Now increase our speed 185 knots. So we won't have that high of an angle of attack. And we are airborne. So this is the track na susundin ng autopilot, and that's also the track that is found on the SID, Romeo 1 Whiskey. So we're gonna do a left turn right now, and then another left turn once we get to Victor Papa 604. So yeah, our two waypoint right now is Victor Papa 604. Once you get there, we're gonna make another left turn for Tajik. Alright, so we can now increase our speed to 220. Flaps 2. Flaps 1. And flaps 0. Flaps are up. Now turn off landing lights. Start stitches can now go to continuous, resetting the minimums. Okay, our brakes are off and flaps are up, and we can now do the after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds, not modeled. Packs, not modeled. Landing gear up and off. Check. And flaps up, no lights. Checked. So the landing gear actually has 3 positions. It has up, down, and off. The off position is in the middle, but right now we can't actually put it in the off position without putting it down. So yeah. So we have to just bear with this for the moment. Now, okay. So we can now release the cabin crew. Oops. Auto. Alright, so that they can now prepare their in-flight meal or whatever. Okay, we're at Victor Papa 604. We can now speed up to 250 knots. As a matter of fact, we can now engage VNAV, where we'll climb to our flight level 350, which is our cruising altitude. There you go. And we are now on our way to Manila. it. And now turn on the ND. And that's the end of the departure. We're now going to be following the SID all the way to Nomyo. And then fly the route. And I'll see you guys when we're going to start planning the descent.